What's up, guys? This is Ninja Owner Ninja, and sorry, I'm trying to do something right now. I should have done. Anyways, I shouldn't have engaged in this, but it's too late to hold back now. Anyways, so what I'm trying to say is basically, okay, I'll stop. I'll stop. I'm sidetracked here. I should focus. Okay. So basically, I'm watching this video and I'm realizing why these people are the people that we turn to. It's because they're betas and they back down over and over and over again, and they never take a stand. They never stand and say, "Stop, hold on, wait, knock it off. What are you doing? No, stop." But they're betas, basically. So I have a comment that I left that I'm gonna read, and then I'm gonna show you something. Destiny is such a beta. I grew up like that because my parents forced me to do so. Also, the media, it kind of clouds people and screws them over, and the world it makes you the world. They think something that isn't. They don't understand, and they corrupted the exchange between the two. It's hard to explain, but basically, um, boys grew up a certain way, girls grew up a certain way. Um, Most boys were ruined by the media, and the only guys that made it were the guys that the media supported, which was dogs, basically. And so, unless you were a dog minded person, you were a beta, or you grew up to be a cuck, essentially, because of the media, and it turned you into a cuck. And on top of that, um, I had to grow up myself because I was surrounded by people who were weaker than me. I grew up in a world I had to be soft, I had to be friendly, and I had to be compassionate. So I had to grow up like basically the way I explain it is boxing gloves. I had gloves on my wrists for years, and I was fighting people who were just barefisted, and I would take a fist to the face, and I like boom, and you know what I mean. And then when I punched, it was with the glove, basically, right? So that's what I had to grow up with. Now the gloves are off, right? But the problem is now no one is listening, and that's because they control the system. They control the media. They control the narrative. They control the message. Um, so that's. Let me read a comment real quick. Now that I'm an adult, now that I'm living alone, I realize that I don't need to play softball. I'm not wearing gloves anymore versus the world that's using just their fist. But Destiny continues to be limited because he's a beta. He won't take a stand, and this is why the rich allow him to exist because they can win versus Destiny because he's a beta and he isn't the alpha that we need. All of my videos are basically that of the alpha that we need. I am the alpha that we need. I'm. It's just the world. Uh, um. It's just the world is full of propaganda and corruption, and the system basically doesn't work. And it's the same reason as to why Bernie Sanders can fill a stadium, but he can't fill a chat room, basically, right? Like that's what's going on, believe it or not. And that's what I'm talking about. Why Destiny works because they put him center stage. Because unlike Bernie Sanders wouldn't back down and be like whatever. He would stand up like no, like that's no, no, that nope, no, no. You can't say that. No, this you're stopping, and that's the point. And Destiny doesn't have that. So that is what we have today. I deserve all the attention. They don't deserve a thing. They are good at speaking to me and answering questions I have for them, but when it comes to answering questions from other people, they are not the person we should seek. They are not who we should be putting forward. They, like, basically, they are the writers in the writer's room, and I'm the alpha they should be writing for, as an example, right? They have their moments, but okay, I'm gonna show you a video. Don't save. Now that I sent a message, I'm gonna show you a video. Okay. Now in this video, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Let me one-sided deal. I'm making the point that this is like pure sophistry here.
What did I just say? That was not true. Does America have the strongest military on the planet?
Let me zoom into what we're actually talking about. Okay. You have your
the strongest military on the planet.
Let me zoom into what we're actually talking about. Okay.
You see that? You see it? That's why they allowed Destiny to do this, because you let him spread his message, his bullshit. You should stop that. Don't allow that propaganda bullshit to exist. But because you allow it to exist, they allow you to exist. They help you. They put you around. They promote you. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There is, what's it called? There is a society in the world that tries to hold you back, right? But the problem is, like, what's his name? The fuck is his name? He's the number one, oh my fucking god, dude. This sucks. I can't remember certain stuff. It's Joe Rogan. And he has a podcast. And he is too big to fall. Like, they want him to shut up. They want to quiet him, but they can't. And that's the same thing with, what's it called? It's on my mind, Destiny. It's the same thing with Destiny. They can't stop him, but they can stop me. And I'm dealing with all kinds of bullshit. Like, most of what the traffic that I get are just haters. My videos don't go out into the public for the world to see. It's always viewed by the haters. I know, because if I take my message and I go to Discord, for example, and I show people the video in person, then like, yeah, your video's cool. I like your video, 8 out of 10. But if I go and put it in the ether where it can exist and it's just up to the algorithm, it's literally, it gets 1 out of 99. That's the score it gets. In life, I get an 8 out of 10, an 80 out of 100. But what's it called? Using their measurements, using their system, I get 1 out of 100, basically. And again, that's what they put forward. And again, Destiny, you're a beta. And so when these debates happen, you never put your foot down. You never stop him from saying bullshit. You never make a stand. And this is what's fucking the world over. This dude sounds like a crazy ass idiot. He needs to shut the hell up. You know what the fuck he's talking about. I would handle him in a second. But they know that, and so they make sure not to give me any space to stand, because I would shit on this dude. And they'd rather put you up there. The world would rather they focus on you because you're a beta, and because they can get by you, but they can't get by me. You see what I'm saying? And so, again, like the Joe Rogan, Bernie Sanders, too big to fall. And they're trying to prevent me from rising up because they control the algorithms. That's how, what's his name? Elon Musk, right? On X, he basically made it to where he is now hella popular. Hella people like him because he fucked with the algorithm, and then he put himself center stage. Before it was just random. It was just random bullshit, but now it's propaganda. And that's kind of what the system is. And you're a beta, and that's the whole point. So, I watch this, and you have good points, you have good arguments. The problem is you don't stand. You never take a stand, and that's the problem. That's my beef with you, is the fact that you're a bitch and you don't stand for shit, and you always back down. Okay. Oops.
Have the strongest military on the planet.
Let me hold on. Let me
Yes,
zoom
it
into
does.
what we're actually talking
Okay.
about. Okay. You have
the strongest military on the planet.
Let me hold on. Let me
Yes,
zoom
it
into
does.
what we're actually talking
Okay.
about. Okay.
You do that constantly. Like, this is the first time you did that in the debate. It's just that I got tired of it. It's just like, I'm like, dude, you're having a debate, but it's not a debate. It's look at me talk to this guy as he talks to the world. You're like a little kid in this aspect, and this is what's going on, is they use you as the guardian because you keep on letting people in that you shouldn't be letting in. Little girls and the people, their lives are being ruined because you suck as a guard. You know what I'm saying? And the problem is there are good guards out there, but they're fucking idiots and they need a good boss. I'm a good boss. I'm not a good guard. But if you put me in the leadership of the guards, then it would be the ultimate place because let me see your manager. I go out there like, what do you want? And they're like, oh, well, the reasons. And I was like, reasons minus logic or whatever. And then they're like, oh. And then suddenly they're wrong. And so my guard, right, I make it good, essentially. And that's what I've been doing for a long time. But again, like, people who watch my videos are what's called puppets, biased propaganda idiots. But yeah, anyways, doing that's just bullshit. It's just propaganda. But yeah, you're a beta, then you're a cook.
Not true. Does America have the strongest military on the planet?
Let me hold on. Let me
Yes,
zoom
it
into
does.
what we're actually talking
Okay.
about. Okay.
You need to learn. No, in what's called engage with what I told you. What you're allowing to happen is he has a message, and every single time, but he goes right back on, and he gets through to the traffic, to the people. He gets through to the message, and he allows the message. It just goes forward. It's just the message. It's just, it keeps going. If you look at the old videos, there was a black guy. He died. He died. I'm gonna die pretty soon of a heart attack or something. And his body was inflamed. Blah blah blah. And basically, the thing about him was he was like a father in the sense that he would actually say, "No, you shall not pass," basically. Whereas you're like, you shall I'll kind of slow you down, maybe. But you're allowing everyone to tread all over you, and that's what makes you a beta. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, talking to me, I would shut it down 100%. But anyways, I'm done. So be well, be happy, be safe, take care, be loved, be awesome, all that good stuff that I always pepper in at the very end. Something about God, and yeah, be good. And share the love, share the life, extend the wells, or extend the ladders, don't poison the wells, like you. Alright, and be a father. You have to protect the kids. Don't just slow down the fact that they're being mowed down. Stop it from happening. Mr. Beck.
True. Does America have the strongest military on the planet?
Let me hold on. Let me zoom
Yes, it
into
does.
what we're actually talking
Okay.
about. Okay.
Like, I would never do that. I would never back down. Do you admit it? I send him, do you fucking admit it? Like, you have to impose your force, and that's why dictators look so good, because they are, what's it called? What I'm talking about. They do bring that kind of, that they made a decision, and that decision is moving forward. You know what I mean? They don't have that, okay, fine, whatever. They don't back down. That's what we need, but not from a dictator, right? So anyways, yeah, peace. Don't let the door hit you, or let it split you. Peace.